I'm sure you know we are left with one last route of drug elimination to pour our senses of speech and hearing over it. But just a little contemplation is a part of our ritual. Remember the lantern? The lantern is a simple reminder that even the smaller flame can brighten up the deepest gloom. Sky Lantern, a book by Matt Mikalatos, is simple depiction of the Father's love along with healing power of a simple letter. Try finding it on Goodreads. It's a true worth eye catcher. Never forget, if you light a lantern for another person, it gonna brighten your own way. Let the hopeful sky lanterns light up the night sky along with their friends, the stars. Welcome all to Is Pharmacology Difficult podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Radhika Vijay, MBBS MD Pharmacology, and this is the audio hub to get the best simplified basic tips, strategies, methods, and lots of ideas to learn better, understand better, and make your concepts crystal clear. If you really find, and if there's a question hovering in your minds, is pharmacology difficult? Lend me your ears for a while and let in the magic of knowledge. The route of drug elimination we are conversing about today actually deserves the first and foremost mention. But I believe in the rule, save the best for the last. As you all know, kidney is the most important organ for drug elimination. I saved its discussion for last cause most important talks are often the endings. The whole mechanism defining the presence of drug or drug metabolites is simply the interplay and the mathematics of three key processes. Let's connect and equate these processes in some possible format. So just write it down. Net renal excretion is equal to the sum of glomerular filtration and tubular secretion minus the tubular reabsorption. This gives the net renal excretion. Now next step is to know each of these processes proximally. The first one in the concern is the glomerular filtration. All the drug which is non-protein bound entering the Bowman's capsule, it is filtered by the glomerulus sufficiently. It may be lipid soluble or it may be lipid insoluble. In an alternative mannerism, let's quickly enlist the factors involving the renal excretion. The first one is the plasma protein binding. Now always remember one rule. Only the free drugs are filtered. I repeat, only the free drugs they are filtered. They should be non-protein bound. The plasma protein binding decreases the renal excretion. Now one good known fact is that I would like to tell you about a drug warfarin. It is 98% bound to albumin and it is an excretion extent of only 2% via the glomerular route. Another notable factor I want to comment upon is the molecular size. Quite obviously, small molecular size drugs, they are easily filtered, while sizes around or above 20,000 Dalton are difficult to get through this route. Good known examples of large sized drugs are insulin, dextran, heparin, etc. Lastly, we just cannot miss the talks about the renal blood flow factor. Okay, remember the drug removal process, it is hastened by rich perfusion of the glomerular meshwork. Now these were the three important factors on which the first process, that is glomerular filtration, was all in all dependent. These were the pillars of glomerular filtration. The second key process in row is the tubular reabsorption. Dependence upon the lipid solubility and drug ionization at prevalent pH. They are the main factors governing the tubular reabsorption. Passive diffusion is the process that is marking this whole tubular reabsorption. If a drug is highly lipid soluble, it will back diffuse in the tubules and after its filtration. While lipid insoluble and highly ionized drugs are not the cup of tea for this particular process. Glomerular filtration rate decides the rate of excretion of the candidate drugs like aminoglycoside antibiotics, quaternary ammonium compounds, etc. Variable urinary pH, it influences the tubular reabsorption of the partially ionized drugs in particularly importantly two manners. Weak bases ionize more, they are less reabsorbed in the acidic urine, and the opposite holds true too. And what is the opposite statement? It is the weak acids, they ionize more, they are less reabsorbed in the alkaline urine. Okay, let's go to the next bullet point. These two sentences, they facilitate the drug elimination in a condition, especially I'm talking about the poisoning condition. Generally, urine alkalinization, it forms a therapy in acid drug poisoning, and that is done by sodium bicarbonate or sodium citrate. Now, just another bullet point and a very important fact to remember is that urine pH is acidic. So, you can just imagine that all the acidic drugs like barbiturates, sulfonamides, salicylates, they stay non-ionized and they are easily reabsorbed, while weakly basic drugs like amphetamine, morphine, they are so easily excreted in urine, being highly ionized. Now, another bullet point and a note down factor is to understand one important concept. If the pH of urine is alkalinized, weakly basic drugs will be highly reabsorbed. I already told you that. But, yes, pay a little more heed to my words now. Strongly acidic and strongly basic drugs, they are always in a state of constant ionization at all the pH ranges. And they are never reabsorbed. I hope you got this and I don't need to repeat, right? Okay, let's move further. One more fact, acidosis of urine is generally not practiced as it has its own side effects of rhabdomyolysis, cardiotoxicity, etc. Another bullet point and one more fact to be added in today's fact file is drugs with pKa 5 to 8, they are so much susceptible to the changes in the urinary pH. Passive reabsorption process is at its full effect and vogue in this particular setting. Okay, before my discussion brightens up the mind room enough that it becomes tough for the vision to travel straight away through it, let's call it for the day. With the sky lantern shining, shimmering, studded in your eye points, the rays reflect out. Leftover strings of today's convo gonna reverb in our next episode. Till then, ciao. For all the updates and latest episodes of my podcast, please visit www.ispharmacologydifficult.com, where you can also sign up for a free monthly e-newsletter of mine. It actually contains a lot of updates about medical sciences, drug information updates, and my podcast updates also. You can follow me on different social media handles like Twitter, Insta, Facebook, and LinkedIn. They all are with the same name, is Pharmacology Difficult. If you are listening for the first time, do subscribe and follow whatever platform you are consuming this episode. Stay tuned. To rate and review on iTunes, Apple Podcast. Stay safe, stay happy, stay enlightened. I hope your Thursday becomes golden with a lantern. Thank you.